Mr. Boyd.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah,
I'm familiar with the Peterborough model. It is very good. One of the barriers for the smaller organisations to get into this work is something I'd be grateful if you could comment on and make a commitment to look into, is that the terms and conditions that they are required to meet as part of their bids, their submissions to do this work, they are fundamentally driven with a very heavy-handed bureaucracy and requirements that suit the larger organisations, and they are either put off by the cost of the submission or some of the default requirements that actually almost rule out the smaller provider. So I'd be very grateful if you'd undertake to look at these closely to make sure that they are not heavily weighted by design or by accident against these smaller voluntary organisations.
I think this is a very important point. So 2 lessons I would certainly learn from the work programme contracting. The first is that actually, because smaller organisations were talking to a lot of potential bidders and filling in form after form for all of them, it ended up being quite bureaucratic and time consuming for them. We are looking at whether we can put in place some kind of quality assessment that we do that enables providers to say that's a good organisation without having to get that smaller organisation to fill out a form for every organisation. So we are looking at mechanisms of simplifying that. What I also have said to the charitable sector, and will keep doing, and will do everything I can to encourage them to do this, is that don't do deals that don't work for you. I mean, it's quite clear that some of the organisations, some of the voluntary sector organisations that signed up to the work programme did so on terms that they were just mad to sign up to. I've had people say to me, oh, but I signed up to a deal that has me losing money. I said, well, why would you do that? When I was contracting the work programme, I said, I will not give a contract to a big private organisation that does not turn up with a team of skilled people that demonstrate to me that they can provide support for people across the spectrum. And so we're saying, if you don't turn up with a team of smaller specialist organisations, you won't get the contract. And if you then go ahead and use that smaller specialist organisation as bid candy and dump them straight afterwards, then I'll dump the big guy as well. And actually, at the time I'd left the DWP, I'd not dealt with one single formal complaint about the conduct of a prime contractor towards a subcontractor. But I had lots of complaints from smaller subcontractors saying, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't have agreed that deal, but we did. We really need to, and one of the messages I've been trying to give to the voluntary sector representative groups is you need to get more savvy commercial expertise into the sector to do the right deals, either between yourselves or with bigger organisations you're going to work with. We will do everything we can in the next few months, and we've got time to do it because we're doing internal stuff as well. Really do everything we can to make sure that we encourage and support the voluntary sector in being savvy and commercial and reaching decent deals for themselves. And we'll do everything we can to reduce the bureaucracy level for them, so we haven't got small organisations having to fill in 1.5 million complicated forms for different organisations.